tell me true. It's all about and I can't escape from you. So tell me true. Next to you, next to you. Tell me true. It's all about and I can't escape from you. So tell me true. Next to you, next to you. Tell me true. It's all about and I can't escape from you. So tell me true. Next to you, next to you.
Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien. Oh man, one second. Looks like we have some echo going on here.
How does that sound? Oh, there we go, better. Sorry about that for the echo there, guys. Welcome to the Meet Damien channel. We are going to be talking about Ethereum and Bybit in this live stream. And we're going to then look at the charts for Ethereum. And then we'll look at some of the other charts for the other cryptos that are out there. I'll be taking requests. But let's get started on one of the biggest news articles this weekend, which could have been a lot worse than what it ended up being. Kudos to the Bybit team for straightening things out and getting their exchange back up and running again, and making sure that all withdrawals were honored over the weekend for the Ethereum investors that are out there. But yeah, we're looking at Bybit. In case you guys didn't know, Bybit got hacked. Bybit is a cryptocurrency exchange, one of the larger cryptocurrency exchanges, not as big as like Coinbase or Binance, but they've been around for a while. And this was actually very disheartening to hear on Friday. This occurred on Friday, that Bybit got hacked, because there's some pretty smart people over there. But in order for something like that to happen, you really had to be duped into losing the money. But anyways, I'll try to summarize this, but we'll look at the article and I'll give you my thoughts about what happened this weekend and what could happen going forward. Okay. But this article is coming from Cointelegraph, and they're saying here that Bybit had a record-breaking $1.4 billion hack, and they had some rapid withdrawals to the social media's real-time breakdown. They're saying here that Bybit's they had a $1.4 billion hack on Friday. Okay. The cryptocurrency exchange says that Bybit has fallen victim to the largest hack in history, with North Korea. Okay, North Korea's state-sponsored hacking group Lazarus identified as the prime suspect behind a $1.4 billion exploit that happened on February 21st. Okay, despite the severity of the breach, Bybit opted for an unconventional crisis management approach by keeping withdrawals open and honoring all users' transactions. Now, there was a lot of people that were saying that Bybit should stop withdrawals or at least slow them down, but they didn't. They actually honored all the requests. I mean, it took some time, especially when after they just got hacked on Friday night, but they were able to honor all the withdrawals and give everybody that wanted their Ethereum back. And we'll talk about how they were able to do that as we read on in this article here. Okay, CEO Ben Zhu appeared on camera. He did a live stream, okay, to address concerns, assuring users that the exchange had sufficient funds to cover all withdrawals. He also stated that Bybit was securing immediate liquidity through external support rather than purchasing Ether outright. Okay. Now the thing is, they are going to have to purchase Ethereum at some point, unless the hackers are nice enough to give them the money back, or if they get caught and they able to force the hackers to give them the Ethereum back. But long story short, they're gonna have to buy back Ethereum at some point, and that's gonna create more buying pressure for Ethereum. So that's actually good news for you Ethereum investors out there. There's now a cryptocurrency exchange that has to buy $1.4 billion of Ethereum. Whether they do that today, tomorrow, over the course of the next few months, the next few years, they have to buy Ethereum in order to pay back some of the loans that they took to cover this loss. Okay, but anyways, continuing on with this article here, it says that on-chain data showed that Bybit received approximately 100,000 Ethereum of inflows from crypto exchanges. Binance and BitGet were the ones that were sending the Ethereum to Bybit. Binance co-founder and former CEO Changpeng Zhao, I hope I didn't say that wrong, stated that the funds linked to Binance were not from the exchange itself, but likely from large investors providing loans to Bybit. Okay, so Bybit CEO said that their company didn't help out their competitor, Bybit. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Binance didn't help out Bybit. That's what the CEO was saying right now. But it sounds like other people that had Ethereum on Binance Exchange, they went ahead and they actually gave some Ethereum to Bybit over here to help them stay afloat. Okay, now you can see there, this is a picture of the CEO of Bybit. He's the one that went on camera and said that everything's fine, everybody's gonna get their money back. They're back 1-to-1 on their reserves. Okay, so yeah, this is the CEO. What's his name? I have to go back here. Ben Zhao. Okay, Ben Zhao. This is Ben Zhao right here. Okay, and it continues on in this article saying that meanwhile, BitGet CEO Gracie Chen confirmed that the inflows from her platform are its own. So they actually did get help from one of their competitors. BitGet actually gave Ethereum to Bybit. In a statement to Cointelegraph, Chen said that BitGet has blacklisted the hackers' wallets and will block any transactions flowing in from illicit addresses to the exchange once it has been monitored. She goes on to say that our team of security and researchers are currently tracking these activities. This is a Twitter post from Gracie Chen, the CEO of BitGet. She said that $40,000 of Ethereum transferred to Bybit about 7 hours ago are all BitGet's own funds. BitGet uses assets are securely stored on their platform, and they release monthly proof of reserves to ensure a reserve ratio greater than 1-to-1. Bybit is both a respectable competitor and a valued partner. While this loss is significant, it represents only a year's profit for Bybit. We are confident that the platform remains strong and there's no need to panic. In this challenging time, we are also actively assisting and tracking and investigating the stolen funds. Stay safe, stay strong. That's very nice of her. They didn't have to do that. They could have just watched their competitor go bankrupt, but I don't think they did this from the bottom of their heart or as charity. They saw this as another business transaction that they can make money off of. Okay, while also keeping the system stable. And there might be a little bit of, you know, sympathy for their competitor, but they're making money off of this. They basically gave them a loan. I can't get into the details of this, but from what I've heard, listening to an interview, and from Ben Zhao himself, the CEO of Bybit, they basically have to pay back the Ethereum that they got with interest, and they were able to get some of those loans by actually giving them some collateral. These loans have collateral attached to them. Some people call these bridge loans. And basically, like, if they need like $100 million of Ethereum, they have to give $110 million of like Bitcoin in order for them to secure the loan, so that way they can actually get Ethereum, so they can give the Ethereum to their investors that are trying to withdraw Ethereum off their platform. Okay, from what I understand, that's what I've heard. Okay, that's what I've read, and that's what I understand coming from the CEO of Bybit. But at some point they do have to give that Ethereum back, so there will be some buying pressure on Ethereum. That's good news for Ethereum investors. Should mean that the price should stay up or possibly go up from where it is right now. Bybit's assets, they plummet in the withdrawal frenzy. A chart shared by analyst Dark Frost revealed a sharp decline in Bybit's Ethereum holdings due to the exploit, followed by a rapid recovery. So guys, this is a very interesting chart. So this purple line right here shows how much Ethereum Bybit had on their exchange. This is like for January going into February of 2025. And then look at this. Look at that sharp drop on February 21st. Boom. They lost almost all their Ethereum that they had on their exchange. And then boom. Their investors and other cryptocurrency exchanges helped give them some Ethereum back. So now their Ethereum reserve is back to where it was, as if it never even happened. Okay, but it did happen, and they are going after the hackers. I'll show you another article about what they're going to try to do to get the Ethereum back from the hackers. But they're going to have to pay back the people that they borrowed the Ethereum from. And they're going to have to buy back Ethereum at some point to make them whole again. So data from DeFi Llama indicates that Bybit's total asset balance plummeted by $2.5 billion with subsequent withdrawals of $2.8 billion, bringing its reserves down to like $5.3 billion. The hack primarily affected Ethereum and related tokens, though the exchange also saw a big drop in its Bitcoin balance in the fallout. Bybit saw an immediate drop of $246 million in Bitcoin, followed by the $973 million decline. So yeah, they saw a big drop in their Bitcoin because they had to get Ethereum from other people by saying that we'll give you some of our Bitcoin if you can give us some of your Ethereum that we need to give to our investors and depositors. So that's the reason why their Bitcoin reserve went down as well. Bitcoin remains the largest asset in Bybit's reserves according to CoinMarket, followed by Tether. So this is what their token allocation looks like. They still have more Bitcoin than they do anything else. 36% is Bitcoin. 29% is in Tether. I'm not sure what MNT is, but they have 5% of that, and they still have some staked Ethereum at 2.3%. Okay, so that's what their asset allocation looks like right now. There is a bounty to identify the Bybit hacker. Data platform Arkham Intelligence launched a bounty program offering 50,000 Arkham tokens to anyone who could provide verifiable evidence identifying the hacker. So this is another Twitter post here. Okay, and yeah. So far, they feel as though the bad guys are the Lazarus group. They linked an address tied to the BingX hack to this cluster a few minutes ago, which now connects Bybit, BingX, and Femex hacks on chain. Okay. So here's the nitty gritty of it. This is what it all looks like on the wallets and the exchanges of what transpired. I'm sure that the lawyers can look at that and figure out all that stuff. Order says that Bybit has sufficient reserves. Bybit and Zoe have largely been praised for their communication efforts and immediate responses, including keeping withdrawals open for customers with their team responding overnight without sleep. Okay. And this is a Twitter post from the Bybit CEO. He's saying that his stress level is at 0.2. He has not been stressed out because they planned for, not that they planned for this to happen, but they had contingency plans in case something like this was to happen, and he feels like he had a really good team that helped execute and make sure that people got their Ethereum when they wanted their Ethereum back. But let me go into this other article here. This is another article from Cointelegraph describing more about the hack. They said that Bybit released the blacklisted wallets to aid the recovery program. So the hackers, they stole the Ethereum, but if they try selling it on another exchange, the other exchanges aren't going to let them do it, okay? Because they put out the addresses to those wallets, so these wallets will be blacklisted on every single cryptocurrency exchange all throughout the world, because no one wants to get involved with that mess and help aid the hackers. So those wallets have been listed and blacklisted. Bybit is offering a bounty of up to 10% of the stolen funds for any white hat hackers who help recover the crypto from the Lazarus group. So I guess they're gonna try to get the hackers by hacking them back. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm not all too familiar about white what do they call it? White hat hacking. I'm not really sure what that's all about. But they're gonna try to get them back. I guess that involves them pretending like they're gonna give money to the hackers and then receive the Ethereum and then not give them the money and then report them to the authorities. So the hackers are gonna have a hard time trying to sell this Ethereum, I'll tell you that, because now they have to worry about other people trying to hack them back. Okay. But anyways, getting back into this, the Bybit exchange, they released their blacklisted wallet application program interface on February 23rd, following the Lazarus group hack that drained the centralized exchange of $1.4 billion in crypto. According to the announcement, the blacklist will assist white hat hackers attempting to recover funds as part of Bybit's bounty program and will be updated periodically to combat emerging threats, Bybit CEO Ben Zhao has said. Okay. So I think what I wanted to show you guys here, I wanted to show you what some people were trying to come up with a solution to the problem here. But it seems like they already came up with their solutions that seem a little bit acceptable already. But some people were saying that the Ethereum network should try to roll back the transactions like they did years ago during the DAO hack. Okay. So let me just read on here to tell you what some people are trying to do. So following the $1.4 billion hack, people were calling to roll back the Ethereum blockchain network to an earlier state before February 21st, where the cybersecurity breach amplified on social media. During a February 22nd space events, the Bybit CEO was asked about the potential for chain rollback to invalidate the stolen funds. Zhao responded that he did not know whether a chain rollback was the right approach, but said that any potential rollback should be decided by a community vote rather than a single individual. However, Ethereum core developer Tim Bielko pushed back against the idea, calling it technically infeasible to roll back the blockchain network in this particular case. A compromised interface made it appear as though a transaction was doing one thing while it was actually doing another. The developer added that the transaction did not explicitly break any protocol rules, and any rollback would have broader implications for the ecosystem that would be disruptive. Bitco concluded that there were no clean way to recover the funds through rolling back the blockchain to previous state, and said that the 2016 DAO hack, which set a precedent for chain rollbacks on Ethereum, was a completely different situation. So they're probably not going to roll this back. They're most likely not going to roll this back. And if they did roll it back, it would defeat and discourage confidence that Ethereum is actually a decentralized network if they actually go back and try to fix this by bringing the transactions back to and creating a new chain all over again. like they did with Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. Okay, so they're not going to do it that way, thank God, because I don't think Ethereum needs to have that kind of negative press as well. People are already wondering if Ethereum is already centralized to begin with already, and if they did something like that, that would just increase the argument that Ethereum is not really decentralized, that people can still claw things back and change the rules of the road here on Ethereum. So they're gonna have to find another way to get their money back, and it's not gonna be through a rollback or a clawback. Okay. But what has this done to the price of Ethereum on the charts here? We'll look at the daily chart here. Currently, Ethereum is trading at $27.94, which I believe is like the same price that it was trading at on Friday. Yeah, pretty much. This has not really affected the price of Ethereum negatively at all. Here on Friday, we saw Ethereum get as high as like $2,846. We're only $46 away from the high that we had on Friday. Ethereum actually closed the day off at $26.61, so we're actually higher than where Ethereum was at the end of Friday, going into Saturday. Saturday, we had a nice recovery where Ethereum went up 3.8% on Saturday, and then Sunday, we're up another 1.12% on Ethereum. So Ethereum is climbing up in price as if like this never even happened. And it really shouldn't affect the price of Ethereum negatively, because the hackers, they stole Ethereum from somebody, but they didn't sell Ethereum, okay? So unless the hackers just sell a bunch of, you know, $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum, it's not gonna do anything to the price until they actually sell it. And they haven't sold it because, one, they're not gonna be able to sell it because all the exchanges around the world are now looking for these hackers. They know who their address is, and they're not gonna let them sell it on an exchange. So who do they sell it to? They would have to sell it to someone who is not on an exchange, a private party. But then, you know, that private party, they need to be wary of where they're getting this Ethereum from, because they might be getting in trouble with the law for letting these hackers actually sell their Ethereum. So I believe the hackers, what they've done, I've read up and heard about this. They're trying to turn their Ethereum and change it into like other cryptos like Bitcoin or something else. And they split it up into a bunch of wallets, and they're trying to like create a whole bunch of mess to like create confusion for people who are trying to track them down. But it's a mess. It's a mess. Will they be able to sell their Ethereum? Who knows? Probably not, most likely. That's why the price of Ethereum hasn't really gone down. If anything, this has done the opposite. This has now caused Bybit to actually have to buy Ethereum to give it to their depositors and their investors on the exchange. So whether Bybit does that now or later, at some point they have to do it, because you know, if they borrowed Ethereum from, in this case, Bitget's gonna want that Ethereum back. They might give them like, you know, a year or two, maybe 3 years to give them that Ethereum back. But between now and a year from now, 2 years from now, they have to buy that Ethereum to give it back to pay back the loan that they took to acquire the Ethereum that they need. So anyways, I'll get right into the price action some more here. So Ethereum is back in this descending channel. I'm sorry, Ethereum is back in this rising channel that it's been in ever since the beginning of February here. Okay, Ethereum was starting to creep out and go sideways and get out of the channel, but it shot right back up here on Saturday and is back in the channel again. So we can still use this channel as like a guardrail, a guidance as to like where the price might go if it's gonna still respect this rising channel. If Ethereum does climb up and continues being bullish, then I see some resistance here at the 200-day moving average, which is this red line. We might see Ethereum bounce off of and reject the $2,900 level here. The 200 moving average is at $2,936. So Ethereum might have like another $100 to go up in price before it comes back down and then goes back up again. Okay. If Ethereum starts creeping up like that, there's really not that much resistance, at least on the VRVP. You have a big gap here. So if Ethereum can get past that $2,900, stay at $2,900, and then continue on to higher prices, it's probably going to shoot right back up to the $3,200 level here, where Ethereum was basically trading at $3,200 almost all throughout the month of January, okay, last month. So I'm expecting Ethereum, if it does continue to be bullish, once we get past $2,900, we're going to shoot right back up to $3,200, and that's like a roughly 15% move up in price just from $2,900. But Ethereum being at $2,700, right? If Ethereum gets back up to $3,200, let's go ahead and measure that, okay? If we measure from where we are right now at $2,794, and we go up to $3,200 here, you got yourself like a nice 16% move up in price on Ethereum. If it get right back to $3,200, and I think that's probably going to happen in the next few weeks here for Ethereum. Don't hold me to it. You know, we never know what kind of bullish or bearish news might come up next, but I think you can game plan this out here, that if you buy Ethereum now and you put your stop losses like right below these candle wicks here at like $2,500 Ethereum, if Ethereum goes down to $2,500, you probably want nothing to do with Ethereum because it's probably bearish for whatever reason. But you can, you know, game plan this out where, you know, you might, you know, risk yourself about, let's see, I'll measure it out for you with the info, from $2,794 down to about $2,500. You're risking about 10%, okay, 10% loss on your stop loss here if you're buying right now on Ethereum and you put your stop loss at $2,500, but you're trying to see if you can get to a reward of about like 16% here if Ethereum gets up to like $3,200. So that's the bullish and bearish case on Ethereum. I think we covered enough Ethereum already. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, and then we'll get into some of these other cryptos here. Bitcoin is currently trading at $95,620 here. And Bitcoin, we're looking at the daily chart here. Every single candle here represents a day on the chart here. I know I got a lot going on here. Let me see if I can get rid of the VRVP so it cleans things up here for you. Bitcoin, and I've done a YouTube short on this. Bitcoin, right? As long as it stays above $94,000, we can be somewhat bullish on Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin looks like it's trying to hover around the 0.382 fib level here at 96,898. It's actually below that. And just zooming on in here, Bitcoin needs to, you know, it has these moving averages here that are now acting as resistance now because it's below the price. But if it can get above the moving averages here, the blue and white line here at $98,000 and $97,000, then maybe Bitcoin could start showing some more bullish price action here. But Bitcoin has actually been not bullish or bearish. It's just been sideways trading action ever since like February 3rd. Okay, we had that steep decline on February 3rd going into February 4th, and then we've just been trading sideways in between like $94,000 and $99,000. Bitcoin has just been lackluster and not really creating any excitement for anybody here to the upside or the downside. How much longer could we go? I mean, if Bitcoin trades sideways, we have the 21 EMA coming down. The 21 EMA might send it down if it's going to act as a resistance. But if Bitcoin goes sideways while the 21 EMA keeps going down, that white line, then that might signal that Bitcoin might be considered bullish again. So I know it's really tough, and it's Bitcoin's only at what, $95,000, but you know, if you're trading this, you could buy Bitcoin at $95,000 and then try to sell it when it gets to the 50-day moving average here at the green line at 98 $98,900 or $99,000. I think $99,000 is going to be a significant resistance area, which it was on Friday here. Bitcoin going up to like $99,500. Okay, that happens to also be with this Fibonacci level at 99,300. That's also acting as resistance right now. If Bitcoin can get above 99,300, it would put it above that 50-day moving average, okay, that green line, and it would also act as support, and then we can then start talking about Bitcoin going to 101,000 or even 105,000. Now, if I turn on the VRVP, you'll see the VRVP probably is going to support this argument as well. Okay, and I've turned on the VRVP. You got these green and red lines here. This is the volume range visual profile, and right now it's saying that the point of control is at roughly 96,500. You got some high volume here at 98,000, which could act as resistance, and it has. Looks like it acted as resistance on Thursday. But yeah, 98,000 and yeah, 98,300 is resistance, but also 99,500 is also resistance, and then also $101,700. You got a lot of high volume here. That is also resistance. That's gonna try to push Bitcoin down if it even gets to that price level. Okay, so we got that going on with Bitcoin, the VRVP. Bearish case, if we're going to be bearish on Bitcoin, you know, you would have to be bearish on Bitcoin if Bitcoin starts to lose the $94,000 level, this 0.236 level, 93,900, or just call it 94,000. If Bitcoin loses 94,000, then you would start to become bearish. But the problem with being bearish on Bitcoin below $94,000 is that Bitcoin never stays below $94,000, not even for one day. Okay, every time it goes down, like we saw Bitcoin go down to like $91,000 on February 3rd. We've seen it go down to $93,000 on February 18th. It gets bought back up and we go right back up to like $95,000, $96,000. So there's some people who are buying Bitcoin in this area. And, you know, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, you should be putting your buy orders in at like $90,000, $92,000, $94,000, anywhere in that area right there. Because Bitcoin does not stay there and it starts going back up again after it goes down to those prices. So but if we do lose $94,000 and we lose $90,000, then yeah, you're looking at Bitcoin possibly coming down possibly to this 200-day moving average, this red line at $81,000 Bitcoin. You also have the 0.382, which is another Fibonacci level at $83,000. Anywhere between $81,000 to $83,000 is where I expect Bitcoin to go if we lose $90,000. Okay. Did a lot of talking. I had to take a swig of water there. You guys, if you guys want to look at any other cryptos, go ahead and put in those requests. I'm ready to start looking at some other cryptocurrencies here besides Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's see who's doing well today or not so bad. Ethereum is doing well out of them. Okay. All right, KG's got some requests here. He came in with a whole list of requests. Okay. You got Arrow, Ando, Toshi, Aave, B3, AVT. Hey, I guess I'll start with the first one, Arrow. We haven't looked at that one in a while here. Let's go ahead. Take a look at Arrow. Thanks for the request. If no one else has any requests, I'm just going to go right through his list that he gave me. All right, well, I guess we can look at Arrow on Coinbase Exchange here. All right, first let me get rid of the VRVPs, and I'll even get rid of the moving averages as well for now. And, you know, just eyeballing this for the first time in a while here, you know, with Arrow being at 77 cents, down 2.5% today. I can see right now that we're in the downtrend here for Arrow. You're creating lower lows here, and you're also creating lower highs as well. adjust this. So I'm just trying to connect the highs here. From high to high, you know, you got a lower high here. I'm sorry, you got your high here, and then you got your lower high, then you got another lower high. And it's basically creating a descending falling wedge, okay? Now the good thing about falling wedges, KG, is that they do break out to the upside about 70% of the time, okay? So you could get yourself a breakout, and if we get a breakout, I just measure from the top of the base here to the bottom of the base of this falling wedge. And you just take that measure move to like where you think you might break out at for Aerodome. And if we break out at this 77% level, then it says that Aerodome has a price target of $1.87, that blue number right there. Okay, that's if we're going to be bullish on Aerodome. Okay, if we're bearish on Aerodome, then this thing could just continue falling down to lower prices here. And I believe you got some bottoms here. You got some local bottoms here back in July and September of 2024. I see like 50 cents might be where this thing could possibly go down to if it continues being bearish. And you know, with a falling wedge, 30% of the time it just keeps on going down. You know, gets worse from where it is right now. But you have a 70% chance that it's going to go up. Okay, falling wedges are bullish most of the time. Now let me pull up the moving averages and I'll do the VRVP, see if it agrees with any of the things that I just said right here. Okay, so the VRVP is showing that the point of control, this blue line, is at like 65 cents. Oh man, okay, it skipped out on me. But you can see that you have a high volume node here on the VRVP, about like 66 cents, 65 cents. So this thing could still come down about another 10 cents before it gets its bounce up. Okay, so there's nothing that says that the bounce up is going to happen now. This thing could continue going down before it finally jumps back up again. Okay, so I would start layering in my buy orders in if I was going to be bullish on this crypto. You know, maybe buy some now just in case it continues breaking out of this falling wedge. But I would probably put some buy orders in at like 65 cents, maybe like 69 cents. Why not? You know, it's a nice number. But yeah, I mean, if this thing continues going down, let me just zoom out here a little bit more and see what the VRVP. The VRVP, if I zoom out all the way out, is wow, Jesus, like 0 cents. No, that's a little bit crazy. Let's see if I just zoom in, give it a chance to readjust here. I think, yeah, the VRVP is saying 65 cents. But, you know, 65 cents is where most people bought it at. But you could probably put in some buy orders, seeing if it does come down to like 50 cents or 55 cents. I would throw in some buy orders in. See if I'm able to scoop up some Aerodome Finance at that level. Now, if Aerodome Finance starts to be bullish, you know, we did say that that price target, the ultimate long-term price target should be $1.87. But on its way up there, okay, let me just get rid of the VRVP. On the way up there, you could get some resistance from this 50-day moving average at like $1.02. You can also get some resistance here at the the 200-day moving average at $1.14, and then maybe even some resistance at $1.30 as well for the 100-day moving average is at. And then if I turn on the VRVP once more, it looks like you got some high volume here at like $1.10. And also $1.30 might be some resistance. Okay, I would say the ultimate resistance is probably going to be at like $1.30, $1.35. Okay, where a lot of investors that bought at that level, they would just be breaking even, and they might want to like sell their Aerodrome to get into something else once they break even. So I think this thing could bounce up to $1.35 before it takes a break from on its way up to higher prices. Alright, KG, what do you say? When more volume shifts to base, Aero will be big recipient. Possibly. But I just gave you the bullish and bearish case on Aero. Let's take a look at some of these other cryptos you requested here. We'll look at Ondo, which I think is similar to Aero. It's a financial asset here. It's a real world asset, from what I know. Ondo. Okay. Ondo. Let me get rid of the VRVP and moving averages, and then we'll do a better look at it. So Ondo Finance currently trading at $1.12, down 3% today. I could do the same thing here with the downward trend line here, connecting that. Looks like we're in kind of like a descending triangle here on Ondo as I paint this picture out for you. So you have yourself a descending triangle on Ondo. As long as Ondo stays above this the bottom of this triangle, you could be bullish on it. If we break below that, then you know that's when you need to get concerned that we might be bearish on Ondo here. But it looks like the $1.07 level is where Ondo gets support. We've seen it go as low as $1 on February 3rd. So if you're really greedy, or if you're really trying to get as much reward as you possibly can, you could put some buy orders in between $1 and $1.10 to see if they'll get filled. If Ondo continues going down in price here, maybe you might get filled at $1. Okay. But the beautiful part about the descending triangle, you measure from the top of the triangle here to the bottom of the base, right? Take that measured move to like where you could possibly break out at like $1.15 here on Ondo, and that one is saying that the measured move should bring you to a price target of $2.24. That blue number right there could possibly be where Ondo goes up. And let's see, did Ondo do that in December? It got up to like $2.14. So yeah, you could see Ondo get back to where it was back in December here. Now let me turn on the VRVP. VRVP is saying that Ondo's point of control is at like $1.33, so it's below it right now. So there could be some room to make some money on the upside if you can just get back to where the point of control is at. But then after the point of control, the volume drops down on the VRVP, and you got some volume nodes here like $1.60 and $1.70 is where Ondo could possibly take a break as it climbs up to $2. Okay, let's see what the moving averages are saying here. Moving averages are kind of below us right now. You got the 200-day moving average. So the 200-day moving average is sitting at $1.05. That's probably where I would put my buy orders in. Okay, if you're bullish on Ondo, then you know it should come down to 200-day moving average and then bounce up from there. So $1.05, anywhere between like $1 to $1.10, I would start putting in my buy orders in on Ondo. And if you don't have any Ondo right now, I mean, sure, you can buy some at $1.12 just to get some exposure to it. Maybe like put like 25% of what you're planning on putting into it, and then see if you can get cheaper prices than $1.12. But Ondo, yeah, Ondo is in a descending triangle. Descending triangles, they usually break down to the downside, so just be careful with that. Okay. The only reason why I'm bullish on this is because it came into the descending triangle as a in a bull run before it started flagging out and creating this descending triangle. But I'll tell you this: if this thing came down the other way, right, and Ondo was coming down from like $3 or $4, and then it decided making this triangle, then I would say, yeah, this thing is probably gonna go down because it already came into a bear market. And now it's making the descending triangle. Descending triangles, they usually break down to the downside. Okay, just be careful. All right, I'm giving it out to you that it could break down to the downside, but if it does break out to the upside, you know you got yourself, basically you're gonna double your money here on Ondo if it does break out to the upside. All right, look at Toshi and then Aave after that. Why not? If anybody else here in the live stream has a request, go ahead and put it in, or else I'm sticking to this list here. All right, Toshi currently trading at 0.00063 cents here, down 2.25%. Wow, Toshi, what are you doing, Toshi? So Toshi is also in a descending triangle, kind of like bottoming out here. Like this could be the beginning of a round bottom here, right? I'm just gonna draw this out here for you. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of like bottoming out, and we might be able to create a horseshoe pattern as we start to come back up to higher prices on Toshi. Okay, so nothing says that this is gonna happen, but this could be the beginning of a cup and handle pattern, and the cup and handle pattern is bullish, right? Because you're bottoming out here, and then you come up to like where your previous highs were, and then you get sold off because anybody that bought at that price is probably going to want to break even and sell off their Toshi. But if the selling pressure is not too strong, then you end up coming back and going up to higher prices for Toshi here. All right, there's no guarantees. This is just a possibility. This is something that is seen in other markets where they created the cup and handle. You can look it up, cup and handle. It's an actual pattern in technical analysis. But you know, we're to the halfway point probably of this cup and handle. You probably will, if it starts doing the cup and handle, you're not going to see this thing start rising up again until middle of March, about a month from now, maybe. Maybe as we start getting more bullish news about crypto going into month of March and April, you might see Toshi get a pity bounce and start going up to higher prices here. But yeah, that's my hypothetical technical analysis on Toshi. Let me get rid of this now. All right. Let's see if Toshi's doing anything with the oscillators here. There's not really much data. Toshi's kind of like in the middle ground on the RSI at 47 on the RSI here. It's not really creating any significant patterns for me to look at. Let me just zoom in on like maybe like the 2-hour chart here. Yeah, some of the movement averages are starting to show up here. All right, maybe I'll go into the 1-hour chart. All right, 1-hour chart showing something here. Okay. Let's see. Toshi. I mean, a good price to get in on Toshi, it seems like, would be like 0.0006. Right? That'd probably be a good price to get into. Is Toshi creating higher lows here? You got your lowest low here on February 12th at like 0.00054. And you got another low here, which is higher than this one. So you're starting to create higher lows here on the price on the 1-hour chart. RSI, what is RSI doing? RSI, I mean, this could be the beginning of an inverse head and shoulder pattern, maybe, which it would be bullish. So I think Toshi's just bottoming out here for the most part. Let me turn on the VRVP, see what the VRVP is saying. Point of control is this blue line. 0.007 is where Toshi wants to go back to, where a lot of people would just break even at that point. But I think Toshi has it has some potential. It looks like it's trying to bottom out, but this thing is going to take a little bit while to play out to go to higher prices. You're not going to double your money anytime soon here. At least looking at the chart, from what I'm looking at in the chart, you're not going to be able to double your money. You could put your stop loss at like 0.005, and I think you're risking about like 15-20% on that stop loss. Toshi got listed the Kraken today or yesterday. That's good. That's good. Being listed does help. I believe Toshi is a Coinbase coin, right? It was created by Coinbase. So it's interesting that they're able to get their competitors like Kraken to get involved on it. So that must mean there's a lot of volume on Toshi then, if it's getting listed on other exchanges now. Yeah. Let's look at Aave. right? Your bearish case on Toshi is that it might come down to like 0.0005. Bullish case is that it could get up to 0.007, but it's gonna be a long and drawn out haul to try to get any higher than that. Okay, all right, let's look at Aave now. And I'll go into the daily chart, and I'll get rid of the VRVP for now, and I'll get rid of the movement averages. So we're just looking at pretty much a clean chart with just the candles. And Aave currently trading at $246 right now. Aave was contending against some bearish divergence here. As you can see, if I measure from the high, it made a high here in the RSI in December. Then it made lower highs here going into January and February. So RSI is not that strong, okay? However, the price was going up in the meantime. It was making higher highs. Actually, no, never mind. I guess not. Maybe I take that back. Maybe not higher highs, but like flat. Yeah, it's like kind of flat on the price here. But either way, it was creating some weak price action, some weak price action with weak oscillators, and that's showing that the price wanted to go down because of that. And yeah, I can't be bullish on Aave here until it starts showing some higher relative strength here. You want to see the relative strength get above 62 on the daily chart here. Yeah, 62 was the last high that it made on the RSI here. Right now we're at RSI of 42, so there's not that much buying pressure or strength on the RSI here. So it's probably why it's trading flat now. Aave's been trading flat like the last few days here now. All right, I'll go ahead and turn on VRVP, see what the VRVP is saying. VRVP is showing high volume at $150 and also $170. So if this thing continues going down, it probably will not get support until it gets down to 170 bucks. There's also a pretty big gap in the VRVP between 170 and 240. So if this thing loses 240 bucks, it's going to be a steep drop down. It's going to lose a lot of price. So I'd be careful. I would put my stop loss right at like 230 bucks here, because if we lose 230 and 240, we're coming right down to like 170, 180 on Aave here. Okay. But if Aave can become bullish, you got some volume nodes here. You might see Aave try to get up to 290, then 314, and then possibly 326 as it starts climbing up. And the 326 level is where the point of control is, so that's going to be a significant resistance level. If it does decide to become bullish and go higher, it's going to have to probably bump its head up against 320, come down, and then try to retest it to try to break past 320. And I'll turn the moving average, see what the moving averages are saying for Aave. Yeah, moving averages, you got some resistance probably coming at you at the blue and green line here at $287 and $280. So you got some resistance there. Yeah. The bearish case, like I said on Aave, is it's going to come down and it won't get support until it gets down to 170 bucks. Bullish case is that this thing could go up to 320 bucks from where it is right now. 320 should be the price target based on the VRVP. Okay, that's Aave for you. Let's see, you got one more here for me. B3 and AVT. KG, you're like taking over the chat here. We got anybody else here? Say hi if you're still in the chat here, and don't forget to hit that like button. just to show some support. I appreciate the support you guys give me out here. Oh, all right. Let's see. We're looking at B3. B3 looks like it came out on Coinbase here. Is that the base token? Ugh. Base token down 0.00. It's at 0.006 and it's down 4.6% today. This one's ugly, and there's not that much data on it either. I have no moving averages to go off of. All I got is the VRVP here. This thing is in a descending wedge. I don't really know if I can give you much analysis on here. We have a high volume node here at 0.072, 0072. Point of control is at 0.008. So this thing is below the point of control, so it should try to get back up to there before it gets rejected, if it does get rejected. But then you got a lot of volume here, like 0.0013. That would be like my take profit if I was to be bullish on this crypto and want to make some money off of it. I would start selling it at 0.013, and that's basically a double in price from where it is right now. But I mean, you're in a downward trend right now on base. Let me put on the 1 hour chart here. Yeah. I mean, base looks like it's doing the same thing that what was that other crypto you gave me? There was one, oh, like kind of like Toshi. You're probably gonna end up creating a cup and handle one more time, just like Toshi here, and you're kind of like bottoming out here, and then eventually you'll start rising back up. You'll probably get to that 0.0138 level here, where there's a lot of volume and a lot of people trying to break even, and they'll sell their base, and then that's when you get the handle, and then you could probably go back up to higher prices after that. Okay, but you're looking for this one to basically bottom out here. I would keep my stop losses tight, because you know, this thing could possibly go down to lower levels at any point here. You don't know if this is the bottom, or is this the bottom, or is 0.0005 the bottom. Like, you don't know. Okay, so just put your stop losses in, don't go too crazy, and just, you know that eventually this thing will bottom out, and then you can start trying to make some money once you're able to identify the bottom. But you're not getting any identifiable areas bottoms here. I don't think you're getting anything to identify a bottom. You're either looking for like a double bottom, or you're looking for a bullish divergence. Here on the 1 hour time frame, you possibly have some bullish divergence, so maybe it might be bottoming. Okay, I can see like here on the RSI. That didn't do what I wanted to do. All right, let me just do that one more time here. Here on the RSI, you got a higher low here on the RSI, but then you also got lower lows here on the price. So maybe it's starting to become a little bit bullish. So there's some bullish divergence, possibly. This could be possibly bottoming out. You just can't be all for sure yet. Maybe if you get another higher low on the RSI, you'll know for damn sure that it's actually bottoming out, and you're getting that bullish divergence. Okay. You want one more alchemy. Alright, I'll look at alchemy, and I think that's gonna be it for today. Because I did want to cover Ethereum, which we did, and cover a few cryptos, which we have, and I think that is gonna be it for today. We'll look at Bitcoin one more time on the way out. Guys, if you're new to the live stream here, and you like the technical analysis I'm doing, and please feel free to subscribe to my channel here on the Meet Damien channel. We do technical analysis. We look at the chart. We read the charts. We try to figure out where these prices on these assets might go next. And earlier in the video, you see me do some news articles about Ethereum. So we do cover the news if there is some significant news out there affecting these assets. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Come join the Meet Damien channel, so you can see these videos pop up on your YouTube feed. And I also have a Meet Damien TikTok for my short form content. You might want to check out Meet Damien on TikTok. Let me see if I can pull that up here real quick here. Yeah, you see me there. I am on TikTok. This thing decides to load up. Let me get rid of these notifications here. But yeah, where's my videos? Something went wrong. Refresh. Okay. Yeah, you can see I do some of my short form content here. 1-minute videos. If you don't got that much time, you can look at me up on TikTok here. Okay. Looks like we got some more. I got more followers here on TikTok than I do on YouTube. But yeah, check me out on TikTok. Meet Damien TikTok. All right, going back to ACH here, Alchemy Pay. Currently trading at 3 cents, roughly, down 5.8%. I'm looking at the 1-hour chart. Is this a brand spanking new coin? No, looks like we got a lot of data here to look at. I'll clean this up here for you guys. Get rid of the moving averages one more time. Get rid of the VRVP. And I'm just trying. I'm looking at this chart for the first time in a long time here. Looks like this crypto came out back in like 2021. And this one bottomed out like around 0.007 cents, a little bit under a penny. Got an impulse move up in February of 2023. Bottom out. Look, once again, there's that cut or that bottoming out action right there. And then we topped out again in March 2024. And once again, we're getting another kind of like a cup and handle pattern here again. But geez, all right. Just zooming in here. This one shot up in January. Had a really good January. Got to like 6 cents, roughly. Yeah, almost 6 cents. Then came back down. Looks like it did a higher low. So you could continue being bullish because the low is higher than this low back here in January 24th. When we saw this thing as low as like 2 cents. So you can game plan this out where you got your stop loss right below this this last low here at 2.5 cents here. Maybe you can put your stop loss at like 0.022 or 0.023 maybe. And I mean right now, I mean I don't know what's going on with this crypto altogether, but you could probably put some buy orders in at like 2.5 cents or maybe even 2.028 or even 3 cents here, and stop loss at like I said 0.022 or 0.023, and you're not really risking that much. And let's see, this could be creating a double bottom, right? A double bottom will look something like this, where this thing comes back down to like where it was at like 2.5 cents here before it starts to go back up to higher prices. And the double bottom is shaped like almost like a W here. I like to look for these kind of things on the patterns on the charts here, because it's like a W for a win. You're gonna win if you're buying a double bottom here. So you're looking to try to buy if this thing comes down to like 2.5 cents. You want to buy some at that level. Put your stop loss at like 0.0223 or 0.022. And if the double bottom does play out, you just measure from the where the bottoms are at to the top of the high in between the two bottoms, and it gives you a measured move, which you then put this to the top of the high in between the two bottoms, and it gives you a price target here of 0.052, about 5 cents. This thing could probably come right back up to 5 cents. if the double bottom plays out. But the double bottom hasn't even played out yet because we have to first create this second bottom. So you're looking to see if this thing is going to come back down to 2.5 cents. That would be a very nice area to buy if you're bullish on this asset here. Now, if you're impatient or aggressive, you can just buy right now and still put your stop loss at like 0.023. But like, why do that when you could possibly get cheaper prices? You know, if I had no position, which I don't have any position, but if someone told me, Damien, buy some alchemy for me, buy alchemy pay, because it's like the next latest and greatest thing out there, I would probably put 25% of whatever I plan on putting into this asset. So if I was gonna put $1,000 into this cryptocurrency, I'd probably put $250 in right now, just to have some exposure, because this thing could go up the next day to like 5 cents. You don't know, right? But if it does come down, then I would probably buy some more, like 0.27, and I'd probably buy put another 250 bucks in at like 0.0225. See if I can scoop up some more over here, and then as it starts rising up again, I probably put the last $250 into it as it starts rising up, and now you got $1,000 and you got in at a pretty good price where you can be confident it didn't go below your stop loss at 0.023, and you got yourself a winning trade as it goes up to like 5 or 6 cents. That's how I would game plan that one out. Okay, guys, I think that's gonna be it for the Meet Damien channel here on this live stream. I do have some other things I need to do tonight, and I went through all the requests. Appreciate you guys coming out here with the requests. We'll look at Bitcoin one more time, okay, on the way out, and then we'll be on our way out. Okay. Bitcoin looks like did it go up while I was streaming? It did. This last hour, Bitcoin's up 0.31%. I believe that's a higher price than when I first started live streaming. So, price of Bitcoin at $96,000 and $85. Since I'm on the 1 hour chart here, you know, I do like the fact that Bitcoin is creating some higher lows here. We'll see if it can maintain that trend line and not go below the trend line, because if it goes below the trend line, then you can start being bearish on Bitcoin in the short term here. All right, let me turn on the moving averages, see what the moving averages are saying. Moving averages are currently above Bitcoin, so Bitcoin is slightly bearish on the 1 hour time frame here. We want to see Bitcoin get above that red line there at $96,500 before we can start becoming more bullish on it. And this is just on the 1 hour time frame, but let's see what the 4 hour time frame is looking like. 4 hour time frame is saying that Bitcoin's 200 moving average is at $99,200. So if Bitcoin can get back up to like $99,200, we would be even more bullish on Bitcoin than we are right now. But yeah, Bitcoin, it has some more work to do. If Bitcoin can get up to like $99,300, I would start becoming more bullish on Bitcoin. But right now, we're just cautiously optimistic, and then we get bearish on Bitcoin if we lose $94,000. Okay, on the short, just to keep it short and sweet, you know, below $94,000, we're bearish on Bitcoin. Above $99,000, we're bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, as simple as that. Okay. All right, guys, thanks for coming out to the Meet Damien channel. I'm going to be heading on out. Take care, and look for my next live stream. I might go live tomorrow or Tuesday, probably around the same time, 5 p.m. East Coast time. Okay? Take care, guys.